Good morning everyone, another day of relentless trading, back at it. Unfortunately we didn't get a trade yesterday on stream, however today's a new day, so let's see what we can catch today. I need to get the morning Sharif. You alright mate? I did actually catch a lovely trade yesterday, but it was, unfortunately, it was after the stream. Okay guys, we are on, everything's working lovely. Right, good morning everyone, welcome to the stream. Okay, I want to go straight into a top down because I think we might have some quick trades this morning. Okay, the hour's just closed. I've just had a brief look, so let's go straight into a top-down analysis and see what we can catch today. So, the monthly, again, it's got no bottom wick and you've got no top wick on this one. I'll get rid of this. So we've got no bottom wick and we've got no top wick on this. So it does tell me that I would imagine price needs to come back to this area, even if it wants to carry on driving up, okay? Now, also, when price broke out, we haven't tapped previous support, which is here. So we haven't even tapped this area. Now, what's nice is the monthly's opened up, pushed up first, so I can imagine this monthly actually flipping, coming back down to tap 2064. However, we're on the 23rd today, so we've only got this week and then Monday, Tuesday. So is it going to flip? That's the question we're asking ourselves. Is it going to flip to the downside? We've got to see. But I would think even if this doesn't flip, the new monthly will probably come and tap 22.32 anyway, even if it wants to carry on driving up. Okay, so that's the monthly. The weekly, now the weekly, we were heavily bullish. Okay, we're heavily bullish, and then this weekly's opened up with no top wick, which is not a good sign really for us if we're taking sellers down, because at some point I would imagine this probably needs to get tapped, or this weekly is going to flip. So this weekly is either going to flip, or if this weekly does close like this, fantastic, because now we've got a nice engulfing excuse me, bearish candle, right? But what I can imagine happening with the next weekly, so next week, is the new candle will open up, pull back, create a top wick for it, and then flip to the downside. Okay, so we've just got to be careful with this weekly because currently it's still bullish. Okay, now the daily done exactly what we thought it could do yesterday, fake out. So this time, sometimes this is what tends to happen. So you've had loads of candles, 4 candles struggle to break these highs, and then you came down and broke one low. Now breaking one low, It just means you're going to get this wave effect like that if it is going to carry on. Okay, but if you come down and break all the lows, it means then you could shoot back up. So we knew here what tends to happen, you'll tend to get a fake out, and that's what's happened. The daily's closed bearish, broke all these lows now, and you're sort of free falling really. So you're in this range, very difficult with these ranges. You're in this range to, you're going to have to go for a lower time frame really, because that's the sort of next daily range. Maybe something like that. But you're going to have to use a lower time frame. Okay, however, we are bearish. Now the only thing what's happened with this daily candle is we've already had a top wick, it's tapped previous support, and then we flipped. So have we missed the move basically? How far is this daily going to go push to? That's what we've got to work out on a smaller time frame. So the 4 hour, now the 4 hour just kept pushing and pushing. We came back, we did test this previous support, which was here. You didn't break back in, and then you just melted and pushed all the way through. So where's the next 4 hour area then? So the next 4 hour area, I would probably say it's there. So have we broke below? It looks like we have broke below. Good morning, Nella. So does that mean we're now going to push to the next support, which is here at 22.86. Now what I don't like in price though is when you've just dropped all the way down with no pullback. You've had a little pullback here. Okay, I don't like that, because you do feel like you're going to get a pullback at some point. Good morning, Vane. So the 4 hour, technically we could argue to say it's broke out, or I'll tell you what, let's put the indicator on. Doesn't really give us an out, does it? You could argue and say it's broke out if you're going off this wick and the body of these candles, but if you average it, because you've got this area as well here, you haven't broke out, you've closed respected. So it's not the clearest this for us really. However, if we have broken into this range, we're technically now in this range. Therefore, where should we be going? Well, we technically should be coming down to fill the range. We've already created a top wick, but is that top wick big enough? Is this top wick big enough? Now this is what we haven't got any of previous data, so we can check that when we close below here, how big is the pullback, because we've got no previous data to go off. So we're sort of trading blind at the minute. Okay, but what is really nice is gold's coming down, and that's what we want. So the 3 hour is closing in 2 hours time. We were bullish on the 3 hour. You didn't close back into the range, which is nice. 2 hour is closed nest play. That's a lovely nest play, that. Nest play. That's nice. 1 hour has closed bearish, and has this 1 hour closed below this? Yes. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do here, guys, let me have a look at these low time frames. I want to put a sell. Oh, let me have a look, see if we can pull back. Okay, guys. If we can pull back up for a pullback off the hour, I'm not going to get a wick for that. Guys, I'm in for a sell on this. Okay, I'm in now for a sell. Reason being, we should come and tap 22.99 on it. Okay, now stops for me, it's going to be the high really. We shouldn't really break the high before coming up. Our take partial move to break even is here. I think it's about 16 pips. Okay, now if we do pull back, I am interested in the second entry. Okay, where is my... So what I'm going off here is we're going off that the 4's broke out. We're going off that the 2 has also closed. We closed nest on the 2 and then we closed bearish on the 2. Okay. Then we did come down to tap an area. However, I would imagine you're going to get a wick fill down to that area again to push past the wick. Did the 2. The only issue we've got there is this 2 didn't actually break the low. Okay, it didn't break the low, but it has closed bearish. Now what you might get on the 2, you might get a pullback up to 23.05. That's the only downside to it. So we might, because the top, we haven't had much of a top wick. But what I'm going off is we don't really need much of a top wick because this has created the top wick for us. So, but we might come and tap the body. Okay. So if you're not in this yet, get a buy stop underneath, and your advantage point should be 22.98. Okay, to come down. What else was there going off? 1 hour. So the 1 hour again closed bearish. We did tap this zone area. I mean, I would have preferred if we didn't tap that zone. But we still, as long as we still respect 23.05, then we should be good. If my get out would be if the hour closes above 23.05, I'd be looking to manage risk and get out of it. Okay, but I've currently got sells on this to come down on this advantage point if we can do that. Now, second entries, would I take a second entry? Because I was debating whether to wait for a pullback at 23.05. That 30 is actually close respected on that, isn't it? 19 minutes left for this 30. Be nice quick trade if it plays out. So we've got no bottom wick on this, so can we come back down to create a bottom wick? So as long as we stay respecting these zones at 23.05, I'm trying to see for a second entry, could we use 23.11? This is the thing with no data. But other than that, the higher time frames, we should pop down. I think even off the 4. The 4's done a top wick. It's just whether the 4's going to come back up to do a steeper top wick. That's the thing what catches out. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gone to. I want to see if no top wick on the 5. Top wick on the 5. So this would have been a better entry, this wing back area here from 23.06. Could we take that? Morning, Paolo. How are you doing, man? Are we going to burst back up there off the 4? That's the question. We've got a 5-minute area with no bottom wick. Sorry, no top wick. Can this 5 close respecting? Still respecting this minor support. If we do push up, we're going to be pushing 23.07, which I'm debating on a second entry. Don't like that 15. 30's close respecting. Didn't really see that 30. 17 minutes left for the 30 to close. be there. 28, 57, 28, 29, and 28. Okay. What's next to close? 15 is next to close. So where do we want this 15 closing? Now if this 15 closes bullish like this and we come back to break even, we've still got another 15, that'd be the 30 flipping I suppose, so it would be okay. Tomorrow on the 30, sorry, the 1 hour, if the 1 hour breaks above, that's when I'd probably manage risk really. Nice quick early trade though, eh? If you're not in it guys, right, you'll have a better entry, because I was debating whether to put this entry on instead, because you have got a nice support here where 2 candles have struggled to break above. So look, 2, and then you've had a flip and then you've had a bearish. But the only thing you've got now is this has actually broke this low. So that what that means is, it means this candle could now break above because you've broke a low. However, I can't see it driving because you only broke this low. You didn't break this low. So it's whether you're going to close above, right? Whether you're going to close above and slowly work your way up, or this is going to close respecting here and it's still going to respect this zone, therefore you're going to have to come back down and break all the lows, or this candle is going to flip to the downside. We will see. But these are 2 hour candles, these, okay? 2 hour candles. How was the 15 closed? Okay, 15's closed. Respecting a minor. These 15's are a bit all over the place, really. You've got a 15-minute range here. That's all you've got. You haven't filled the range yet. So I probably will look for a second entry around 23.11, because that would look like, where would 23.11 be? 23.11, let's mark this up, this is the 15 area. So what would that look like on the 30 and the 1? What would this be? 50. So if the hour does push up that high, you're probably going to have to come and tap previous support anyway. So even if we do close up there, how long have we got left of it? We've still got 42 minutes left of this hour. You're going to have to pull back anyway. So it's how far is this going to drive? Or is this hour going to flip? That is the question. Now, if we are driving down, okay, if we are driving down, we shouldn't be breaking this hour. We shouldn't be breaking this hour, right, as in the wick. However, this hour can come and test the previous wick, so it can come as far as that, but it shouldn't break. If it breaks the high, then we're probably going to look to manage risk, okay? So we don't want this hour breaking this high. It'll probably come to sort of around the body, that's what tends to happen, and then it'll start pulling back. Okay, it might still close bullish though, but it just means you're going to pull back. The new hour's then going to pull back down as well. I would think you're probably going to have to come and tap 22.98 again before driving up, unless this was the tap. But I really can't see it. The 2 looks lovely. The 2 hour looks lovely. You had a big rejection on this, and then you flip to the downside, and then you've got a wick to fill. So I do believe that this is probably just a pullback on the 2 hour. I could be wrong because it's Forex. Anything can happen. We will see. These ranges are so big though. Like, that's 150 pips. That. Make sure you're adjusting your stops and that, guys. I am interested in a second entry though at 23.11, because 23.11 you think this 2 hour is going to look something like that. I can't see it driving. Even if the 2 hour closes like that, you're probably still going to have to go tap previous support, even if you want to flip. So we could grab that to that. Okay, that, what would that be with it's 50 pips there. Ooh, that would be a break even. So that's what you could look at if you've got risk to play with. Well, at the minute we're still respecting this area, 23.06. So can we push back down? No bottom wick on this 15, man. And we get a big pump. Yeah, back at it, mate. Back at it. First, well, second day back. We had no trade yesterday. So you're back and in the nest. So it will take us a few days to sort of get back at it properly. Yeah, we're in the nest. Not finished though. I still need my LED lights and all that type of crap. What is this candle doing? Where are you going? Okay, so it's in the area now. We don't want to break and past this wick. If it breaks past the wick, guys, I'm looking to manage risk to get out. I don't think many of us will be in this anyway, because I did take this sort of fairly quickly. All the time I was for bullshit, babe. I can sit out here. 30 minutes left for. So what's this 30 gonna do? Now this broke these lows, so is that enough to push past? Well, it probably is really. But are we gonna have to pull back down first? Are we gonna have to pull back down first? So nice gold dropping though. We need it to keep dropping. For people like me. I caught a lovely trade yesterday. I think I pushed like 30 odd pips in one candle. It's lovely. Obviously it's not on the stream record. I only put on here, guys, what we take on stream. Okay. I don't put my own sort of trades off stream on here. Just what we catch on stream. got no bottom wick on this 15. So do we need to come back down here for this 15? This is where we've got 30 minutes left. Can we take another entry? Looks like we're pushing past that wick there, guys. Are we pushing past? Still got 36 minutes left for the hour to close. Still, that's a long time to push that if it wants to keep pushing. Need to see what this 30 is going to do. See if this can close respecting. See, when I first come on, I was thinking, okay, well, wing back buy from higher up. I didn't really see that 30 close respecting. That 30 is close respecting there. Now, for buys up, right, because what's the 4 now? So 4's, this is where the 4, is it close respecting if you average it, or as a broke below? Are you coming for a steeper top wick? It's tough taking buys because the 4's still bearish. You would probably need for this 4 to close bullish, and then you'd need a bottom wick, and then to drive up to take buys. So I'm probably not interested in buys as of yet, until the 4 closes bullish. This is what I don't like. When you've got a massive run like this with hardly any top wicks, you're thinking, okay, at some point price is going to fly back through there. But at what point is the 10 going to be? Okay, at what point? Now, what I have seen though is the 4 is debatable whether it's broke below or it's close respecting, right? But the other time frames, the 3 is broke below. The 2, oh, I don't like that 3 now. Look at that 3. The 3 actually closed respecting this minor. So as long as we need to keep respecting it on the 3. The 2, 2 candles will close respecting on this level. So what is this 2 going to do? It's broke that 1 hour now. So I don't like that. But the 2 would definitely broke below. So the 2's broke into the next range below. So you're still breaking lows here at this point. I don't know whether this second entry is going to be on, guys, because the hour's still got 33 minutes left to go on the hour. And the only previous date I've got is this and this. So are you just going to drive straight through? See what this 30 does. We might have to call on this 30. See what this 30 does. If this 30 breaks above here on the pullback, I'd probably look to manage risk. So the 30 range is here. You can actually push to 23.14. Should our stops 23.14? So we need to be above there. 23.16. Okay. 2 minutes left for a 30 close. Where's this 30 going to go? What is this 30 going to do? So if the 30 closes above 23.11, right, on the pullback of the new 30, if we get a pullback because the hour's still got another 30, we're going to look to manage risk. I would have 298. This is it. It takes time to get back into it, doesn't it, when you haven't been on the charts for a while. This is why there's certain accounts I won't trade until I'm back in full swing. Let's see if we can respect 2311. You've got no bottom wick on that 15 still, but it's what this 30 does. I mean, are you coming up just to break the high? That's the question. Or are you going to bounce in between these two? Because you've got an area here, you've got an area here, are you just going to keep bouncing? Hey, Forex, crazy, innit? Absolutely crazy. Anybody caught anything this morning? On a lot earlier. So the 30's not filling the range, which I don't like, because it means it's got room to fill now. Yeah, look, the 15's got room to fill. Don't like that. It's like it holds off, so it gets more power to power through. I can't take another entry at the minute, guys. Now if we pop up with no bottom wick, potentially, yes. Oh, no bottom wick. Okay, that's a new 30 with no bottom wick. Let's see where this 30 goes. Have we pushed past the hour? We have, haven't we? So we've pushed past the hour now. Okay, you can only do this if you've got the risk, guys, right? But if we can come and tap maybe, see the 30's here. If we can tap. Maybe here. No bottom wick. It's just whether that hour's going to carry on driving. I would imagine you're probably going to break the high. Or is it? Because the hour's technically starting here. That's a big push up, really, to break them highs. Could probably see this hour just closing above, and then we get a pullback. So could we take another entry from maybe 2311? I think we probably could. Okay, but it is riskier, guys, right? So only do it if you've got the capital and you're using proper risk. The 4's still bearish. The 3's still bearish. I don't like the look of that 3 though. Okay, but you are still respecting this. So currently we're still respecting it, but it's whether this 3 is going to close bearish or not. The 2 is still bearish. The 1 is still bearish. Everything's still bearish. This is a pullback. You broke the high, so you've now got liquidity for this hour to flip to fill the range. If it's going to do that, that's the thing. Okay, might not do it. You've still got another 30 minutes left of the hour. Look, didn't even tap 23.10 for a second entry at the minute. But is this the pullback, or is this just going to flip back to the upside? That's the question. What would I like with strength? USD goals quite strong. Okay. Okay. What are you doing? This 15 hasn't closed respecting anything really, so it's hovering. Technically it should still be pushing. You have got a little minor 5 minute range here, which you have, yeah. You could argue and say it's closed respecting. Got a minor range here. Probably looking at that for a second entry. 23.13 stops at that point will only be small. It will be 28 pips. retake that? Where's the pullback going to be? This is a riskier trade, this, guys, right? So just be aware. Because if you're coming up there, you're probably going to break the highs. What I might do though is not enter, as in once it comes above it, then look for like a sell stop underneath. So be round this area, we'll be looking for another entry. Okay, but it's not on yet. Gold's gone really strong. Fucking USD's gone really weak. It's the hour really we need to survive. It's all on this hour. Where's this hour gonna go? That is the question. I can't see it driving because you didn't break this low. Whereas if you look at this one, so this one broke a low, broke this low, and then powered up. But you're on a bullish trend at that point, on a bearish trend. I just don't know if this hour is going to power past the wick or whether you're just going to come and test it. But if you come and test it only, because that's a big 1 hour candle, so if you come and test it, the new hour should still pull back anyway to at least 23.08, which would be around the break even point on that trade. I got that song on my head, it's really good. The 15 didn't actually respect, but it does look like the 15s do power up and then you come back down. So this would be maybe our, would that be the break even point at that point? What's this? That's 60 pips to 62. We still be around the break even point. Just whether it's going to reject from there, guys. It might come straight past. That's the issue. Should have seen that bloody 30 though. Nothing caught yet. So the 30 actually didn't close respecting anything, it's technically hovering. This is the 30 range here, 23.10. So you even need that to close, but if that closes, that means the hours broke out. Okay, it means the hours broke out, and then you've got to manage risk anyway, because you've now had a breakout to the upside. Okay, at that point. But whether you're going to get that pullback, we need that pullback to come back. But how far is it going to pull back to before going up? That's the question you've got. Did the 5 close? Yeah, close bullish. No top wick, mind, but you still haven't filled the range on the 5. So this is the range on the 5. Well, the only thing with this is it might be coming up there to break the highs, and if it breaks the highs, I'm just going to stop it out. So you need to decide whether you want to take this second trade. I'm going off that. You've got a 15 with no bottom wick. So do you need to come back down for that bottom wick? You broke these lows, but you didn't break this low. So is that enough to drive up? I would think you're going to have to, even if you break the highs, yeah, as in these highs, I would imagine you're going to have to pull back to at least 23.60 before driving up, if you're going to drive up. Unless you're into all these double bottoms, and I mean, you've got a nice W there. Look at that, lovely. So is it going to carry on? That's the only thing. It's all on this hour, really. 20 minutes. What is this hour going to do? But I'm only in this, guys, if depending on how the lower time frames look. If the fives, you get a big pushing candle on the 5. Got a minor here, 23.11. Can you break the lows on the 5? You broke the lows here, and then you just flipped. You need some bearish closes here. We haven't had one bearish candle yet. So it's just working out where our second entry would be, really. And is this 4 going to flip? Or is it coming up to create a steeper top wick? That's the only thing what worries me about the second entry. If this 4 is coming back up to create a steeper top wick, you've still got an hour and 19 left. So if you get a bullish close and it breaks out, you're probably going to push on the next hour as well, I would imagine, because it's the last hour of the 4. Might not be able to take that second entry. It's all in the hour. If the hour breaks out, we probably won't be able to take it. If it closes respecting, it's sucking me in. Tell you what, I'm gonna have to adjust my stops. So these ranges are huge. Is Isaac leaving? No, he's not leaving. No one's leaving. There was talk about Bruno and Isaac leaving, but they're not leaving at all. We don't need to sell, that's the thing. We don't need to sell, we just need to wait for each transfer window and we'll just buy more players. We'll just keep getting better players. Like, we need to replace Longstaff for me, even though he's a good grafter. There's a few others we need to. Murphy, he's a good grafter as well, but they're not like Champions League players, are they? But I tell you what though, Isaac and somewhere like that, dangerous. That would be dangerous. Did anybody actually get in on this trade, guys? Because it was a fast one. It was a fast one. It's like as soon as I entered, it just flipped. Off the 2 mainly. If you look at the 2 looks lovely. The 2 close like this, you've had a cow, so you're gonna push back up. You're bullish at that point. We've literally entered where it's turned to be bullish. Worst case, really. Typical. I had a lovely trade yesterday as well. This is what Forex does to you, man. It can make you go crazy. When you've had a bit of a timeout as well. I mean, the way I do have a timeout, it's lucky I've sort of I don't have my account. I disconnect my account when I come back from when I haven't been doing things. So for me, this loss today, it's nothing at all. It's only on my lower accounts. It's not on my funded ones or nothing like that. Just because when I get back into it, I like to have a couple of weeks, if not a month, really, just to get back into it. I say a month, it's not a month, it's about a week or so. Just because you need to get used to the charts again. But I don't like as well when I haven't been keeping on top of where gold's moving. Normally I check at the end of the night, 10 o'clock, I always check where gold's closed. Always, normally. The stream keeps freezing. Tell you what, let's get this up. I think it's because my Discord's on. I've turned my Discord off now. Discord is off. Come on, can this hour pull back? We really need this hour to respect this area, 23. Or, sorry, we need to respect 23.11. That's what we really need. If it respects 23.11 and we pop up with no bottom wick, I'll look to take this second entry. 23.11 we need to respect. Flip. 15's closed, still hasn't filled the range. What are you doing, man? Still hasn't filled the range. How did the 5 close there? Okay. Engulfing, still hasn't filled the range, that's a bit dodgy. Can't really sell here. Yes, I'm in this trade, and that is the reason why the trade is in drawdown. It's not you, Nella. Trust me. You do what it is, though. You do go through a phase of you think they're just watching you. You do it. Trust me. I've been through that. And do you know what it is? You do go through a phase where you get the point where it comes back around where you think that, but it's not you, man. To be honest, I should have looked at that 30. That 30 closed respecting. I didn't actually see that 30. It's because the two look so good. This is where it is with trading. It's the thing with mistakes, right? So for me, I've sort of impulse. I've jumped on this, seen that 2 hour. Okay, I think I'm going to miss it. I need to get on a bit early, to be honest. So when you impulse trade, stuff like this happens, but then when you really look at it and you think, okay, well the bloody 30's close respected, so really I shouldn't have went in on it. This is what catches you out. So the thing with trading is, you'll make mistakes, right? You'll make mistakes, and you'll learn from them. And what will happen is, the thing is, you'll always make them mistakes again, but the duration from making that mistake will get larger. Okay, so the last time I impulse traded was fucking ages ago, yeah, and that's why I'm going to put this down to if it hits stops, man, because we're still in the trade, remember, it's just drawdown, yeah, nothing's happened yet. But after this, whether this win loses, what am I going to think now? Right, just take your time, impulse, no jumping on trades, proper top-down analysis, yeah, and then go. So the duration between my last one to today, this one's going to be, I will do it again, but the duration between will be far greater. So you always make the same mistakes, but the gap between them gets bigger. and bigger and bigger. And then that's how you become profitable, because the mistakes you're making, you don't make them for a longer period of time. It gives you time to become profitable within that time. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, don't worry about it. It's just whether the 4 is going to flip back to the downside. That's all we want. If the 4 flips, we're in the money now because you've had a nice pullback. And if you're going to flip, you're going to push past this level, 22.98. Ideally come down to 22.86, which would be lovely. But it's just whether you're going to do that. And this is not the, this is not the first loss. If it does lose, so it won't be the last either. There'll always be losses. But you just got to get comfortable with them. That's the thing. My signal's gone fantastic now that I've turned off Discord. It must be when I'm streaming and Discord together. Must not be able to cope. We've got 10 minutes for this hour, so this hour is not driving, which is nice. This hour, it needs to ideally respect 23.11, like fill it. Because if it fills it, we're going to be looking at something like this, okay? And that means the new hour could still come all the way back down to 23 or 2. But if it doesn't fill it and stops short, it means there's a gap for another hour to fill. I don't like that, because it means it might take another hour to fill the range and then it decide what. So this hour either needs to fill this or it needs to pull back and close respecting. One of the two, really. These ranges as well, I'm going to have to adjust this lot, I think. I've been trading on a fixed lot, but these ranges are so big. Come on, the hour. Get down. Oh, look at the hour pushing there as soon as I said that. It's like, shut up, boring. This doing? Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Can't do anything yet because you're just hovering in ranges. This 15, if this 15 can close respecting, no top wick would be fantastic. Something like this, and then we pop up second entry, flip. That'll be the new hour, pushing up with no bottom wick, and then the new hour flipping to the downside. That could probably handle that. Normally I wouldn't take the second entry, especially with me lots at the minute, because me funded accounts be very dangerous on me funded accounts. However, I am looking at this second entry depending on how this hour closes. Right, if the hour closes respecting, then yeah, we can look at this second entry. And the only reason I'm taking it is because it's not on them. That's it. But then again, this hour is the one what pushes up and taps it. So if this hour does come up and tap it, could we take it? Could we take it? And then see where the hour closes? Potentially, because you should pull back anyway. So if this hour does push up within the next 5-minute candle, yeah, we can probably take it, because you're going to be left with a wick on the hour, aren't you? Because you tend to get a wick on each candle. As in the last quarter of every candle tends to be the one that pulls back. But we are looking at buys now, really. Well, depending on this 4, I would need a forward close. If you get a forward bullish close, anywhere, as long as it's bullish, as long as it's above 23.06, you'd wait for a bottom wick, and then I would probably wait for another hour close above. That's what I'd be looking at on this. That's such a big drop though, that's what puts me on. Buys. Oh, that's a damn shame. Look at that 3 now, that's disgusting. See, it already came down and tapped it, really. Quite annoying. Quite annoying. And you haven't filled the range, so this 3 hasn't actually filled this range. You'd need a 3 to close respecting. I could have 2. Bloody hell, man. Powered. Now, I was debating whether to have that second entry where it is now, because this is an area where it could reject from. But all I'm going off is, this is the thing with hardly any data, guys. That all the trading's a lot harder. If you've watched me trade throughout the last year or two, you'll see every trade's been a lot riskier. I'm normally really high probability trades. That's why I have such a high win rate. But when you're all-time high, you just haven't got the data to go off. That's why I am sort of testing other pairs, because if we keep pushing all-time highs, it's not very good, really. It just makes it a lot more risky. We've got 5 minutes. 5 minutes. At 5, it still hasn't filled the... Oh, it's a 15, sorry. My bad. So we need this 15 to close respecting 23.11, and that'll be the hour respecting that area. And then, if we pop up with no bottom wick, we can look at this for a second entry. But bear in mind, it could come straight past these wicks, because it might be coming up to break the high in order to drive down. That's what it could be doing. Or this could be the turn, because we did break these lows. So you have got liquidity to push past it. So it's whether you're going to do that or not. Okay. So you've got to understand this trade, this second entry. It is riskier. But in trading, you've got to be fearless. You have to be fearless. As long as you're within your risk, obviously, and I've explained the reason why I'm... Normally, if I had me proper lots on, then yeah, it wouldn't be a problem, but... I've been using fixed lots lately. Just easier. You just, you know, as soon as you see your setup, you just in, save messing about. And then when you take a second entry on a fixed lot as well, the risk is a lot less. So this is not 2%. You know, this is like 0.25%. So you're not risking the full. So if this is 2%, this trade here, yeah, which is hardly anything really. But well, for your trade, it depends on how you trade. Yeah, with Meraki, no 2%. Not you still be profitable at the end of the month, which obviously I've shown that with my logbook. And then this would be like a 0.25% on it. So it's not another 2%, which like a 4%. We're not driving. Just whether we can get back in, and then we've got to say, okay, well, is price going to come back to this level? Probably. Depends if the 1 hour. Sorry, depends if the 4 wants to flip back to the downside. Because you're now getting an hour breakout, so I would imagine the hour carries on. Really. Imagine this hour carrying on, the new hour, but how far the pullback's going to be. You haven't broke any lows here. On the hour, you technically, you broke these wicks, but you didn't break this wick. So I can't see you absolutely driving straight back up. So if anything, you're going to get a breakout, which would be this, and then you're going to come back down, and then if you want to do it again, you'll get a breakout, come back down, breakout, yeah. You can move up like that, but because we didn't break this low, whereas if one of these, so let's say this does break a low, then you can go straight through. Come on. a bit of rejection there. Getting a bit of rejection. Because is this just, if you're in all fibs, you're in the 50 to 85, you get a nice price action candle. Okay, new hour's opening up now. So what is this hour going to do? 30 seconds. Where are you going to close? So this is not ideal. Needs to really pull back, close respecting for me. Come on. We even needed this hour to fill the range, 23.11, or close respecting, 23.08. One of the two. Not close like this because you've still got room to push to 23.11 to fill. Unless it's creating a new range. To that point we can't really do now, and look what it's done. Not ideal that, like. Not ideal at all. And when you tapped it, it's not ideal for the second entry. So the issue you've got now is this second entry is probably not on. And the reason being is the hour. The hour is closed now, so the reach for the new hour, you could easily push straight through if it wants to. We need to see if this is a fake out. So this is similar to, remember the daily, what we spoke about yesterday? What will happen is, you respect an area, and then you'll get a close above, and then you'll get a fake out straight back in. That's what we're hoping we're going to get. That at the minute. But at the moment, I can't take any second entry. The only way I can take a second entry is if this hour closes bearish back into the range, anywhere bearish, and then we could maybe take a top wick, either a wing back sell or a sell stop, and it might look something like that. So if we get something like that, that would be nice. Unless something pops out on a lower time frame. Okay, gold's USD's got a lot stronger and gold's got a lot weaker. Unless, what have we got? See, we were talking about this as a second entry, weren't we? 23.11. Where can I take a second entry here? If we get a 15 close below 23.06, it's tough because the hours broke out now. But we understand that we could get a fake out. So, but if we get a 15 close below 23.06, that for me, it's probably a sign you didn't break the high. It's a sign you're going to have to break this low. So if we get a close below here on a 15, we get a pullback, sell stop underneath, and we take the profit down. What that means is you're going to have to break this low if you want to drive up. So you're going to have to do something like that. If you want to drive up, that is. But that'll be the 4 flipping to the downside. So if you look at the 4, look what the 4 looks like now. But it's whether you do that, because remember, at any point this 15 can flip to the upside at any point. You're testing previous support now, so it could reject from here. That would have been a nice second entry. You would have been break even at that point, or would you? Oh. 51. Yeah, you would have been break even. Little bugger. Little bugger. Let's see if we can pull back down. How far is this hour going to pull back though? That's the question. Can we pull right back down? I'm just thinking, could we move stops to 23.11? Because if you push past that, it means you're going to be pushing past 23.14. At that point, are you bothered? Are you bothered? Let's see how this 15 closes. Guys, I'm just going to hit the toilet. I'll put some tunes on. So we're waiting for a 15 close below there if possible. But remember, we could still flip to the upside. So if you're not liking the trade, guys, by all means, yes, you've got some loss, but it is a partial loss. You could get out now if you wanted to. Okay. Couldn't it be a controlled loss? I'll be back in a second. Come on, I'm going to come back. It's going to drop through the floor. How are we looking? Right, 15. What's the 5's looking like? Yeah, the 5 hasn't broke back in yet, has it? It's nice we're coming back down, but remember, this could just be the pullback for the hour. Is that music too loud, guys? Is that alright? What have we done? 5? Come on, the 15. 15, what are you doing? So, if we get a big long wick, but as long as we close bearish, we should then get a wick fill. Okay. Something like that. But you've got to close bearish on this. If you close bullish, it means you're probably going to push higher, break the highs. Which is not what we want. Come on the 15, stay down. Got a bloody speeding tick the other day. Fuming. Fuming. On a 37 and a 30. If we can get that 15 close below there, that'd be lovely. If you look, if you get this 30 like this, you've got a nice engulfing there. Between 50 and 85, nice engulfing candle would be fantastic to come back down. And what that's a sign of is that we're still respecting this area. We didn't break any highs, so therefore you're going to have to break the low. You're going to have to break this low if you want to drive up, or this could be the direction to flick down. On my 15. What I would need though, guys, if we get this 15 close below, I'd need a top wick. Ideally ruling out this no wick, and then we could potentially get sell stops underneath for another entry to come down. Stops would only need to be above here, 23, 60 pips. They're huge ranges. Morning, Lee. No, it's not on me, it's me. It's the signal's a nightmare. When I put the Discord on, I lose the quality of the YouTube, so I need to... I was meant to hardwire the internet in, but I just haven't got around to doing it because I need to run some cables across. So no, not yet, but it is normally, yeah. We're in a trade at the minute, we're in drawdown at the moment. We were close to a second entry, we had a second entry up here at 23.14 but didn't quite tap. So we're waiting for a 15-minute close below 23.06 if it's going to do that, because at this point the hours broke out to the upside, therefore this hour could flip at any point and push. So we're seeing if we can pull back. Be nice because that 4, it's whether this 4 has broke out to the downside, whether you're going to flick back to create a steeper bottom wick, whether you're going to come and fill this range. That's the thing. Are you going to come and fill this? This is the thing with no data. You've got no data to go off. I don't know if we're going to fill this range because there's not one other time you've come back down like that and then come through, so I don't know what's going to happen here. mean, these are forward candles. The only thing we've got what comes through that area is it takes a couple of 4 hours to pull down. That's whether this 4 is going to flip back to the downside. Yeah, 15, how's the 15 close? Okay, the 15's close, no top wick. You haven't broken into that low yet. So we're currently still respecting this area. So again, guys, if you don't like the trade, look to manage risk and get out. It should be a partial loss of 40%, say whatever you were risking. Okay, if you don't like it. Because currently we're still bullish because the hours broke out. Remember, this hour could flip. We could just test this, which is the hour pullback, and then come back up for the hour flip. That's what could happen right now. I want to see how these 15s go. Because this hour, where should this hour pull back really? Well, I would think the hour, the previous support on the hour, it's difficult this one because you broke above this at 23.06, so it's hitting support now. It's hitting support now. So if it does push past it, you're likely then, there's probably nowhere else to go apart from breaking the low. So you should break the low. So it's just a case of whether you push past this or not. So you've got to say to yourself, okay, am I willing to wait and risk it flipping to the upside and hit my stops, or I'm going to wait to see if it does push past it. That's what you've got to make the decision now on your accounts. Okay. Because we've got a 30-minute close in 12, so if we can just get a bearish 30-minute close like this, that's a good sign. Because on the 30 range is that. So what does that mean? Well, it means the 30 is now close respecting. Alright? Now there is a gap here. I don't like that, because what you'll tend to get, it means this 30 could flip and fill the range. That's what I'm saying. I like it when it fills the range. But if this 30 does close bearish, rather than engulfing, then you could say, well, this is the test at the top of the zone, so therefore you should be coming back down to fill the range at 23.01, and then you can get out a break even. Or at that point, you've got to say to yourself, well, why are you coming down? Well, you're coming down because you're going to have to break these lows, so therefore the trade's probably going to play out. Yeah. So it's all on this 30, really. Well, there's the top wick on the 15. Can this 15 flip back to the downside or close doji? If it closes doji, fantastic, because that's the 30 then closing and engulfing. But what you don't want is this 15 to close bullish above 23.09, because then that's the 30 starting to flip to the upside. So we don't want that. But like I said though, there is a gap. So this 30 could close respecting. Yeah, and then you could come back down from there. But because it's the first 30 of the 1 hour, and that closes bullish respecting, it means the next 30 could just drive if it wants to. Because if you look at the hour now, tap previous support, it's starting to flip, if it's going to flip. Come on the 30, get down. Don't be flipping 30, don't be flipping. But that's, I mean, that would have been a better second entry, wouldn't it? But it didn't give us any indication it was going to stop there really to pull back. But that there, from there to there, we could have got out of break even. That would have been what? 49 pips. 46 pips, you would have had about 3-4 pips in profit. Oh, he's a flip here. Oh, come on, get back down. we don't want this 15 closing like this really. We need this to flip back to the downside. Good morning if you're watching on YouTube. Welcome to the stream. Second day back after a little break, and we're deep in drawdown. Get out of the way now. Is that daily? I mean, how far is the daily going to pull back? It's already had a big push. This is what I don't like with the dailies. You ideally wanted a steep top wick and then the flip. But again, this is a thing with no previous data. Look, we've got nothing. So I don't know what this daily does. I mean, it's broke below this support here. The next support is down here. 22.90 or even 22.86. So is the daily going to push straight through to that? Or is it going to close nest? We don't know what this daily is going to do because I've got no data to go off to work out what it's going to do. That makes sense. There's 37 minutes left for the forward to close. So where do we want this forward to close? Ideally, we need this forward to close doji. Or flip to the downside, but not bullish. If it closes bullish, we're then bullish then for the day. That'll probably show that the daily's going to start pulling back. Yeah, because all you would need then is you're back in this range, and again, this is the only range you've got to go off. This one here. So you're back in that. So if you close in there, you're technically in this range now. Therefore, you should be coming to fill the range. So the new 4 might give you a bottom wick and then flip to the upside, okay? But how steep's the bottom wick going to be? Now the bottom wick of the 4, that's if we survive not getting stopped from this 4, okay? The new 4 could come as far to test, if it's going to go up that is, it's going to test the previous wick. So I could see something like that, back to break even. We come back to break even, and then it can flip to the upside, and what you'll find is you'll get something like this. Oh, I knew that happened. You'll get something like that, where you could probably get a trend line on. You'll get something like that. Okay, but that's as long as this forward doesn't push now. We need this forward to close doji, really, or flip bearish. And the reason we need it to close doji, because if it closes doji, that means it's still going to respect 23.06, which is the 4-hour range. So if we can get a small doji candle below there, you've technically got a nest play. You're still respecting this area. Therefore, you're now in this range. The range is pretty big. So where should you be going? Well, you technically should be coming down with the new 4. But yes, you might get a top wick. You might even break the highs, top wick, and then flip. So it's all on this 4 really, guys. Gold's gone really weak on the 4, man. The 3. If the 3 can close bearish, that'd be nice. That would really help our cause. The 2. We need a fake out ideally, really. Oh, sorry, that's the 1, isn't it? I don't like the look of the 2. You've now got a cow there. So, and then the 2 would be closing back into this range to come up, but then other time frames like the 1, if you get a bearish close, it's a nice sign. because you've closed back in to this minor range. Ideally, you want this hour to ideally close below 23.06. That hour closing below 23.06 will confirm that we're pushing back down. We're going to break the lows, therefore the trade will play out. Okay. Now, if you get a bearish close like this, there's still a chance. It's like 50-50 whether the next hour is then going to be the one what breaks and pushes. Okay. And then you get a close below you, then you're going to, you know, it's going to play out from there. You might even do it on that 1 hour. But it also, if it closes like this, it means you could show that you're respecting 23.06, therefore you're going to have to come and break the highs in order to drive down. Even if you want to drive down, because you might be driving up, because the 4 would say that it's driving up. So it's really it's good trading, to be honest. I like days like this, believe it or not. I know we're in drawdown, but it really improves your trading, because when you're in drawdown, you get forced to look at ranges, smaller time frame ranges, higher time frame ranges, and work out what price could potentially do, and then you watch it play out. So you actually learn far more you do from being in drawdown than you do actually being in winning trades. Because when you're in a winning trade, you're just like, my God, I'm risk free now. I'm just relax now, see what happens. Let's just see what happens. But you're not constantly trying to work out where's the next zone. You know, what if price closes here? What's going to happen next? Where you do that in drawdown, because you don't want to lose money. Yeah. So you do actually learn a lot more in drawdown, believe it or not. So days like this, believe it or not, will massively supercharge your trading. And this is the thing with trading. People just want to, you want to win all the time, but believe it or not, you need to lose in order to learn. You need to lose in order to learn, believe it or not. So when you're constantly trying to win all the time, yes, it's good, because that's what you want to get to. But if you're at the stage of where you're not consistently profitable, unfortunately, you're going to have to lose in order to learn, in order to get consistently profitable. It's a weird industry, Forex. It's like witchcraft. But if we get a 30 close like this would be really nice. It's at the 30. That's okay. There's a 30-minute close. That's a nice close, that. That's a nice close. Can the next 30 drive down for us? Don't need the 15s. We need a 15 closing below here, ideally, and that'll confirm it for us. Yeah, we need a top wick first, to be honest. Get a top wick. Come on, the 30, get down. See, I haven't had any other chance to get a second entry on, guys, really, apart from that area, but that would have been nice. That would have been nice, but I thought I would have pushed a bit further. But it doesn't really make a difference, really, because if you're coming down like this, why are you coming down like this? There's only one reason, really. You're coming down to break these lows to get some liquidity. So I'd imagine you're going to get your take partial move to break even anyway. Now if we can get a 15-minute close below, that should initiate the push down. What is this here? I've got lines all over here. Another 24 pips, that'll be nice. Come on, nice 15 close. Because if the 15 closes, we do have to be careful of this 1 hour though, because remember this 1 hour can still flip to the upside at any point. At any point, right? Because it's still broke out. So we're not in the clear yet. Come on! The 50, that's what we like. I am missing something off that wall though, aren't I? So that would be the hour. What is this hour going to do? Is it going to keep pushing? You haven't broke the high, so what does that mean? We haven't broke the high. It means you haven't got enough liquidity. This wasn't enough. So we couldn't break this because this wasn't enough liquidity. So it can do two things now. It means it came up and test. It could pull back. This is all grabbing liquidity here. And then it could break it, but still shouldn't drive. Okay? So that could happen. Or it could say, right, well, it needs to break this in order to push past this. That's if it wants to go that way. It's a lovely close. If this fills the range, guys, I won't be getting in on second entry because there's just no point at that point. Remember, this 1 hour could flip at any point. Could easy pull back, creates a bottom wick, and then the next hour does it. That could easy happen. That's not the 15 yet, is it? What's this 15 gonna do? New 5. I haven't been able to get in for a second entry here. 15 hasn't closed yet, guys. So if the 15 can close below, if it comes and fills 50%, there's no point getting the second entry on. Now what we might get though is if the 15 closes like this, we get a pullback. We could potentially get a wing back from 2306. Hey darling, gotta come and say hello to everyone. I know, yeah.
What time is it like the way to go?
12:30 it need to be now.
12:30, you said 10 something.
I'll speak in a minute. Here we go. Oh, I feel the cold as soon as you open that door, man. Can't wait for the summer. Are we going to break these laws? That's the question. Are we going to break these laws? We're not going to drive below here though. I can't see us driving. The reason I can't see us driving because why didn't this one drive from this? And then we haven't broke any highs. So yes, it's a pullback liquidity, but if anything we'll do something like that. Yeah, and then go, if you're going to go that way. Okay. Now what I want to see here, I need the hour to close bearish really. Ideally I want the hour to close below this, because you still haven't broke that low. Come on the 15, keep going. If we get that closure below you guys, that should be on. We should be good. Stand by guys. They switched on here, right? Because we might have a second entry. I don't know if we get faked out or not on this 15. We had a lovely 15 close. As long as we get a bottom wick here. But I need this to get tapped to 23.06. We need a pullback here. Can we get a pullback? This is the last 15 of the hour, right? So this is where you're either going to pull back to leave a bottom wick for the hour, right? And then the next hour will be the one what pushes down, or you're going to drive straight through and the hour's going to close below. So it's literally all on this hour, I would say. Can we get this signal on here? I need... we ideally want this 15 to pull back, tap 23.06, and then flip to come through. There we go. Come on. Oh, we've pushed past that wick now. What's the hour looking like? If you get an hour close below you guys, you're in the money really. Second entry would have been beautiful, absolutely beautiful. pushing. No top wick on this 15, mind. This 15 might only come and tap 23. I'll probably be going risk free. If we tap 22.99, I'll probably go risk free, guys. Because that's a 15, it's the last 15 of the hour. It's not what we wanted really. It means the new hour is going to give you a top wick. So you're going to go back into drawdown and then flip if it's going to flip. Now if the hour you really need this 2 to flip. Can we flip on the hour? Because if this 2 doesn't flip and it closes bullish like that, all you're going to get is a wick fill. Okay, so we need to be getting out at that point. So ideally we need this hour to close below. If it doesn't, we've got to manage risk. Come on, close below 15. Or 30 even. 30 close below this. This is what caught us out last time here. This. Into 30 close below that ideally. That would be the 2 hour, then flipping to the downside. That'd be lovely if we can get that. Nice candle though, isn't it? Look at that 30. Really nice. Look at the 4 now, guys. Look at the 4. Look how beautiful that 4 looks now. Can the 4 push and create a steeper bottom wick? It's got 10 minutes left. This is the issue we've got. We need the 4 to close below here. 23.02. So yeah, we need that closure below 23.02. Sorry, 23.01. It all makes sense. We need a closure below here and we're in the money. If it doesn't, we've got to be careful because you're going to come back up. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's Forex. Anything can happen. We go off probabilities. However, we haven't got much probabilities, have we? Because we're all time high. Oh, we're up there anyway. Come on. Big push. Can we push past this mess here? This is a mess, all this here. It's quite a strong area, this mines. So I don't know what's going to happen around here. USD is strong and gold is weak, and it's getting weaker, which is nice. No top wick, no top wick. So you're around break even now, guys. So again, if you don't like the trade, you can get out around break even if you wanted to. This is not what we want. Come on, keep going. Now if you do get an hour close, it's like, what are you going to do? Because we ideally need a break below. That's the issue. We need a break below on this 1 hour, ideally. Or you want to pull back on this hour, leaving you a wick to fill. 2 alternatives, what will still play out. because we don't want that too bullish. We really don't want that too bullish. If that 2 is bullish, you might not get a chance to get out. This is the thing, because it means it's whether the new 2 is going to come down and break the lows before going up, but you're probably going to get a wick fill on the 2, take your way back into drawdown, and if not, it could push past. But the 4 looks really nice. But the new 4, you need that break below this minor support here. You get that 4 below that minor support. It'll just confirm that you're pushing down really. But this time, if you don't, it means how big's this 4 going to be? How big's the pullback going to be before flipping? Come on, 6 minutes. Gold's gone really weak though, on all the time frames, which is nice. Tough these ranges, because you don't know what's... So you've got a range here on the 2. The 2's the only one I don't like really. All the others look much better now. What's this here? You've either got that or you've got that. Done. More like that, aren't you? Ah, you need that hour close. Come on, we're so close. So close. What you might get with the hour is a top wick and then a flip to the downside. It does make sense that it's probably coming down to break the lows in order to drive up, so that's probably what's happening, but you just never know, because is this a liquidity to come to the downside in order to break the highs? However, you've got a bearish close, so it does make more sense that you're coming down to break all the lows, but just plays with you. It's forcing you to get out. What did I get that for again? But a close below you would be miles better. 2301.99 would be a perfect closure. Oh, go on, son. It's the last 5 of the hour. Last 5. Can we push straight through, or take partial move to break even on this 5-minute candle? Don't know whether we're going to get a 5-minute that big, which is 35 pips on a 5 minutes. Then again, look at this 5. How big was this 5? Well, that was a shy of 50 pips, so yeah, we could get it. 1 5-minute candle straight through. Come on, baby. It's the last 5 of the hour though, guys, so you're probably going to get a wick. So that's probably why I was struggling a bit. Going back up. Is this just the pullback? If you look on the fibs, if you're into fibs and all this type of stuff, between 50 and 85%, this could be reversal zone here to come back up if it's going to do that. We will see. What's the next hour going to do? Ideally needed to break them lows. Oh, the 5's flipping back down now. Oh, can this 5 flip? Again, if you don't like the trade, guys, you sort of, you're hovering around the break-even area, because the new hour is probably going to give us a pullback. Therefore, it's probably going to go deep into drawdown again in order for the flip. If we do push back up, I am looking at another entry, because I am looking at another entry now around the where would that second entry be? Yeah, it would be around here actually. And you just take it off for 5. So if this 15 closes like this, stand by though, because this next hour could just pop down first and then flip aggressively. Okay, so you want to be taking partial move to break even soon as. Here we go, 22 seconds. What we're going to do is the new hour, we're going to pop down or we're going to pull back. It's a nice 15 close, but we need a top wick really. If the new hour can come up, create a top wick. Here's a new hour now, guys. The hour didn't close how we wanted it to. We wanted to break in the lows, but we might pop down. Okay. I am interested in the second entry from 2306. Because how did the 2 close? I don't like how that 2's closed at all. Because this 2 could easily flip and come and give you the wick fill. Come on, baby, get down. What did the 30 do? Yeah, the 30, it's this little area. The 30 hasn't broke below here. We need a 30 close below that. But we might have to come back up here, guys. But we'll see. We will see. Come on. Stream keeps freezing for me. No worries, Sharif. Catch you later, mate. I'll try and get a hardwired in, mate. We can't trade like this, can we? Keeps freezing. I think I need to lower the latency. Is she gonna blow? It's a tough area this on the 5 because you do mess about. You do mess about and you can reject from it. nice 5 bearish close. Don't like that 2 now. Don't like the 2. The 2s really put me off here. Because you could easily get a wick fill. Every other time frame looks good apart from that 2. 3, bearish close, nice. You should get a wick fill to the downside after a top wick. 4, close bearish. Didn't quite close below this support, however, it's a tough area this because you don't know which way it's at. So I'd imagine you're probably going to have to break the lows even if you want to drive up. 1, back into the range, you had a fake out on the upside. So you would think, okay, well you're going to have to break the lows in order to drive back up. 30. Oh, is this was blown down now? Here we go. Here we go. Oh, nice 5 close. Lovely 5 close. You broke the lows as well. Did you break these lows? Did you break these lows? Not quite. Nearly. Nearly. Come on. Top wick and then flip. Guys, if you don't like it, you have break even, get out. Bloody long morning. Strength's really nice. USD 59.7, gold 36.1. Here we go, guys. This was pushing. Stand by for take partial move to break even. Okay guys, I'm going to take partial, I'm going risk free. I've took partial, we're now risk free on this. Okay, we are risk free. Make sure you take partial, you're still pushing, which is nice. Now I would imagine you're going to come and break these lows. So I mean you could wait out for take partial there, it's completely up to yourself what you want to do. Gold's really weak at the moment, but if we can avoid a top wick on the new 5, we could have some nice flies all the way down to 22.86, which would be absolutely fantastico. So nice. What did we take on that? So 500 we took on that. Nice. Big drawdown though. So can we avoid that top wick with the new one? So I took 75% out the trade at that point, only because of the two. The two is putting me off. The two, you could just get a wick fill on the two before coming down if it wants to. So I've took 75% of it out, and we are now risk free on it. Oh, we're gonna get stopped. Come on, stay down. Stay down. Oh, I'm out, guys. Break even. Lovely. What did we peak there? What did we get? 19 pips. Nice. Not bad. Not bad at all. See what I mean? We wait how long? 2 hours for 19 pips. 19 pips. What do we take? 10 past 8 we. What drawdown did we get? Oh, we still put this. Is what I wanted to avoid, the bloody top wick. Had a big drawdown though, that guys. That was a big 100 pip drawdown. Bloody hell. 100 pip drawdown. 150 pip stop loss. Okay. Let's get the logbook done, guys. 514 we took. 14. Now, if you're still, anybody still in this? Anybody still in? Yeah, probably hardly took any. Third trade enable this. 3, 4. This is the most important part of your training, believe it or not, but I know it's a pain in the ass and it's boring, but trust me, your logbook is key. You get this logbook free if you remember. So if you members you've not got this logbook, go to the resources and it's all in there. What was that? It was actually a breakout, wasn't it? Breakout sells. What was that off? Off the hour, look at it. Ooh. 1 hour. Profit 5.4. Nice. 19 pips we got. Awesome. Stops were big on this, so 19. Top. With the, not the weekly buys, but the daily buyers. H4 had broke out. The 1 hour had broke. 30 had closed respecting, didn't it? That's the thing, that's why we had that drawdown. My god, look at the price pushing now, guys, look at that. Ooh. So it's just, if you think about it, logical, right? If this didn't break any highs, why? Why didn't it? It's because this wasn't enough liquidity to push it up. So therefore, it's got to come back down, and then you're thinking, okay, well if it wants to push past this, it's going to have to push past this to grab liquidity in order to push past that, if it wants to go that way, that is. Because the direction looks like it's down because the 4's brought the lows. How many? Max drawdown, 100 pips. Closed, respecting. Impulse trade, because it was impulse really. I should have noticed that 30 minute. If I'd noticed that 30 minute, I probably wouldn't have been in on that. 30 minute, 30, close, respecting, impulse trade. Oh my god, guys. Look at it go. Anyone still in? Nice if you're still in. God. That 5, man. just stopped us out. Because if you look at the 4 now, look at that 4, push past the wick. Can the 4 come and fill the range? We need to update the stream. We're on 51 now. Any questions, guys? Logbooks filled in. Another one added to the winning. We're on 51 wins, 4 break-evens. We've had 1 full loss, and the rest have all been partial losses, control losses, which is key. So we're back at it. Closed out just now. Nice. I must admit, I had a stop sell. So caught some. You had a stop sell, a sell stop. I must admit, I had a sell stop, so caught some pips. Oh, nice, mate. Nice. To be honest, I mean, that second entry would have been lovely, but the 15 closure below here, but we didn't get a pullback, so I couldn't get, I was going to put a signal on for a sell stop underneath this 15, but it didn't pull back, unfortunately. But look what's happened now. Price can do whatever it wants now because you broke the low. It's now got liquidity to push back up if it wants to, right? However, we just want price to keep coming down, don't we? Just want price to keep coming down. Get this weekly back below. Get this weekly down here, back below 21.51, and go from there. Right, guys, I'm gonna love yous and leave yous. Nice 19 pips today on stream. Yesterday we had no trade. Over $500. So yeah, nice. Right, guys, drop us a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're watching on YouTube. Jump into our free Discord. It notifies you when I'm on. We have a free basics course as well. You can do the basics course, and if you want to go further, get yourself a membership, and you can get the courses and how I trade, the Meraki method. You get free signals with that as well, with the membership. The signals come from the Dean indicator. If you've heard me mention it, which is a very, very powerful indicator, and also myself, signals come from that as well. Alright, guys, I'm going to love yous and leave yous. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you tomorrow 8 o'clock, and we'll go again. Catch you later, guys.